Now to the latest in President Trump's mission to make Hollywood great again. He is now calling on tariffs to help revive the film industry. Cheryl Casone from our sister network Fox Business is here with all the details. Hey, Cheryl.
Oh, good morning. Well, revive is one way to look at this. And by the way, Hollywood completely in shock over this, did not see this coming. Reportedly, many of the heads of the major studios are scratching their heads thinking, what is this going to mean for us and our bottom line? Remember, a lot of these studios produce these blockbusters overseas, whether it's in the UK or it's in Canada. So yesterday in Washington, the president explained how foreign nations are luring films out of the United States. Here's what he said.
Other nations, a lot of them, have stolen our movie industry. And I'm saying if they're not willing to make a movie inside the United States, then we should have a tariff on movies that come in. And not only that, governments are actually giving big money. I mean, they're supporting them financially. So that's sort of a threat to our country in a sense.
So you see the point here. He's basically threatening a 100% tariff on foreign-made films. I was looking at shares of Disney this morning. Stock is down 1.61%. They've got earnings this week. Look, they're one of the biggest movie companies that produces overseas. By the way, this year's top domestic movie was a Minecraft movie that raked in nearly $163 million domestically for the opening weekend alone. Despite it being made by an American studio, that's Warner Brothers, it was mostly filmed in New Zealand. So that's the big thing. And remember, back in January, he appointed as special ambassadors, John Voight, Mel Gibson, Sylvester Stallone. But, you know, the one thing I will say here, if these other countries decide to hit reciprocal tariffs on films, the biggest revenue that the studios make is overseas, the overseas box office.
Yeah.
So this is something else. And again,
it's an interesting new idea. Yeah, and John Voight is being attributed. I'm glad you mentioned the Hollywood ambassadors, because he's being attributed with this new tariff policy. And Cheryl, really quickly, just want you to get reaction to this, because I think this is where you're going. There's a state senator, a Democrat in Los Angeles named Ben Allen, and he responded to this saying, to be honest, at first blush, I generally see this as a positive development. The key concern, of course, will be how this might affect U.S. movie sales around the world. Yeah,
exactly. Like, because we've seen, especially with China. China's a major box office. I know we talked about this. I think it was you and I outnumbered, Carly, that were talking about this, that, you know, a lot of these Hollywood folks were going after Washington and bad policies, but they refused to say anything. It was over AI, but they wouldn't address the issue of China at all, because that's where they make a lot of money.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm sure that you hear that the news about the movie made in New Zealand, although it's a U.S. studio and it could be made in California. Trump wants to fix that and revive Hollywood, as he's saying. Don't miss Cheryl on Mornings with Maria. Cheryl, thank you so much for joining us. Have a great day.
You too, Carly.
All right, let's bring in Fox News contributor Joe Concha to talk about this as well. Joe, what's your reaction to this?
Well, Carly, I think it's safe to say that probably upwards of 80% of Hollywood, I think I'm being generous with that number, but I think there's more conservatives out there than we're willing to talk about, or they're willing to talk about, or willing to say. But let's just say a solid majority of Hollywood are anti-Trump. But yet you have the president here anyway saying, I don't care about all that. I got Hollywood's back anyway. And he's trying to get the film industry to come back to the United States, right? The fact is that other nations are stealing America's film industry. California Governor Gavin Newsom just let it happen, and tariffs are simply a countermeasure for the United States film industry, just as they are for the American auto industry, U.S. steel industry. But like any active disruption, there's going to be perhaps some pain initially, but ultimately it would be great for the film industry of America, and I think it's going to help fix a big problem that has helped cripple this industry. So again, Trump could have said, Hollywood doesn't like me, I'm just going to let them continue to go in a downward spiral, let all these foreign countries steal our industry, but he's doing what's right for the country regardless of who voted for him.
Yeah, that's right. He's a president. He also has been in the movie, film, and show business industry, so this is a unique cross-section of both of them. My original thought was, oh man, those Hallmark Christmas movies are made in Canada, so what's going to happen with that? We eagerly await the result come Christmas time. I also want to ask you about this. There's a new book being released in July titled 2024, How Trump Retook the White House, and the Democrats lost America. And it showed how some of President Biden's top aides feared how voters would view his age and mental capacity ahead of the election. And the New York Times is reporting it this way. Mr. Biden's aides were confident that he would pass a cognitive test, according to the book, but they worried that the mere fact of his taking one would raise new questions about his mental abilities. And I just want to add, Joe, that another book written about the 2024 election mentioned former Biden Chief of Staff Ron Klain saying at his first meeting with Biden in Aspen Lodge, the president's cabin, Klain was startled. He'd never seen him so exhausted and out of it. Biden was unaware of what was happening in his own campaign. Halfway through the session, the president excused himself and went off to sit by the pool. Well, now you tell us. Joe, your thoughts?
Oh, boy, this comes from the least surprising thing you'll hear all day or all week or all month files, Carly. I mean, of course, Biden's advisors didn't allow him to take a cognitive test. They knew he'd get an F- in that regard. And the reason why Biden's people around him shielded him from things like cognitive tests or doing solo press conferences or speaking outside a teleprompter was an effort to keep him in power, therefore keep them in power. They didn't give two you-know-whats about the kind of dangerous position they put the country in by doing so. And now it's all being exposed in these books. That's nice, but it should have been exposed while these books were being written by these so-called reporters. But, you know, they have some money to make, so they withheld the information so they could have this big reveal later, after the election, of course. Reveals that we've been talking about on this network for many years, quite frankly, regarding the president's brain turning the applesauce some time ago.
And, Joe, you have a book out as well, and I was on Truth Social earlier this morning and saw that the president gave it his endorsement. So just want to congratulate you on that.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.